Hello, one and all. Welcome to iFAR action tonight. Little last second stream because of some things we'll go into, but nonetheless, it is round 2 of season number 17 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. It is still, regardless, the usual duo of myself and Zach Armstrong.
Howdy, howdy.
So, while qualifying is ongoing, take a look at the points. After round 1 of Daytona, Lanilau, coming off his first career win in the iFAR 250, has the early edge over Julian Howell and Cole Rodriguez, pretty much reflecting over the results from last Saturday. William Gregory and Daniel Silla, currently the two drivers on the lookout early above the cut line, while Barnett, Muyong, Laudenbach, and Skylar Denton and Harry Crawford looking outside. Kudos to Zach for that little graphic. Now, the reason why this is on my channel instead of Zach is because our usual admin, Alexander Gonzalez Green, is not present tonight. He usually has the server will go off his, but for tonight, since he's not present, Zach offers up his server, and he just has that little insecurity about him doing double duty of server hosting and broadcasting.
Yeah, no, I did it one time at like DSR and it like crashed the server real bad, so I don't want to risk that.
Oh, oh good. Qualifying has wrapped up, and Gio Benoni picked up where he left off. Last time we went to Atlanta with the old configuration, he was the race winner, so with him on pole position, he's looking to go back-to-back here. Joshua Clements joins him on the front row. Then row 2 has Tyler Aziz and Jolene Sims. Row 3 has William Viola and Alexander Hunt. Cole Rodriguez and Julian Howell, the two runner-up, the two podium finishers, sorry, and row number 4. Row 5 has Thomas Troxel and Nicholas Bedimlik. Row 6 contains Daniel Rivera and Caden Rife. Then it's Harry Crawford and Landon Lyle trying to go back-to-back in iFAR, just overall. William Gregory and Daniel Silla in row 8 will be seeing Daniel Rodriguez and Ruby Estes in row 9, with Steven Gibson and Cameron Jamison in row 10. Then it is Dylan Negron and Sebastian Amaya in... No, my bad. It's Garza Mulia and Dylan Negron in row 11. My apologies. Then Sebastian Amaya and Phil Parker, row 12. Row 13, Roman Gonzalez and Chris Stolmeyer. Carl Childers and Ryan Scared next up in row 14. And wrapping up the field will be Landon Longback and Thomas Johnson. The final two cars just had lap times, while Elaine Johnson, where did I get Aiden from? She'll be starting 31st and last of the provisional 31 car grid for tonight's events.
Yeah, and this field pretty big tonight. I don't believe it was this big last season, but you know, last week Daytona also had quite a bit of cars, so it's definitely going to be interesting to manage with this large field.
Yeah, we got 21 last time round, and again 31 cars. So, and to your point about Daytona, let me check that. It was 32 that have completed a lap, so really good early attendance for season 17, and hope this continues. We have a brand new Atlanta for this season, and kudos to AGG for providing this one. This takes into account with a lot of compression. It's 1/10 of the DAT file size compared to last season, so hopefully we see less game crashes, including on your end, Zach.
Right.
And I did have a peek in the track INI, so this has pretty low grip. It is bottom side 0.925, while the top side, made up of concrete, of 0.985. There is a paint line, but it is pretty much literally the paint line around the track, the green line running around the bottom. It'll help the car rotate that's set at 1 flat, as well as this tiny patch here coming out 4 here. I did see a couple of drivers being a little skeptical about it, but if my theory is correct, it is to uh, aid the drivers with this low grip track to enter the pits in a safe manner.
Yeah, I think that's a fairly respectable decision there by AGG to add that in. Make sure some of these guys don't spin on pit entry, especially right in front of the field like that area.
And about some favorites, we got Gio Bononi. We already mentioned him. Gonna go try to win 2 in a row at Atlanta Motor Speedway and iFAR. William Viola, also another driver that has been consistently one of the drivers to watch out for when it comes to tire saving and just these strategies in general. Referring back to the I&I, it's just early fall off 0.85, which will mean that the tire fall off will occur earlier into the run, so they don't have much time to put out those blistering lap times before they start to dwindle.
Yeah, and we've seen that kind of way for other tracks as well, but I think draft is going to be a factor. And it's all about trying to manage that distance, but not cook your tires up too much to the point where you won't even have any tire left to keep up with that pack.
Yeah, 5 minutes here and happy hour potentially going green sooner. We only have one admin, that being Joshua Clemens, so again with AGG absent, he's the only one in attendance tonight, and kind of just both of them being the on-track admin is going to be a little difficult with 31 cars here tonight, nearly matching what we had at Daytona, but I feel like he should manage both as an admin and a racer. He got a 8th place finish last time out in Atlanta.
Yeah, and one thing to note, it's all about those like big time decisions, like last second things that need to be done. Josh has been really good about making sure he's on top of those things. And another thing to factor in is, some of these guys are going to have to do a little bit of self policing and a little bit of like, hey, there was a 3-car wreck, because it could be, I'm not gonna lie, I mean, they could be like wrecking for last and no one would know about it unless someone said something.
Yes, sir. It's just self-policing policy, and usually in iFAR there isn't any issues regarding it, and hopefully, unlike the early portions of Daytona, we can get to some early green flag racing, which we are about to begin. Just making sure.
Well, 100 laps, 32 laps of fuel in the tank. Definitely going to be very interesting to see how this thing goes.
I just had to make sure everything in my end's good.
All right.
And last second stream, you did give me a heads up like 30 minutes prior, which thank you for that.
I mean, I gave you the heads up second I found out.
So I suppose for those who have seen the recent BPNR broadcast with the new technology, that did carry forth over here with this different scene, but not everything got carried over, so still a bit of the old-fashioned manner, like the race infographic. Zach Armstrong mentioned 100 laps, Cup physics for tonight, and we're expecting at least 2 pit stops, and points of no return will be at 5 to go.
Oh, they're doing a restart.
Well, that didn't take long.
Yeah, I think Scubs missed the grid. Oh, daggone. Daggone.
Drivers, to your cars.
Well,
let's try that again.
yeah, just pretty easy to miss a start, especially if you aren't paying attention. Just caught off guard on the shortened happy hour.
Right.
Got 10 more seconds here. I do see a missing car in front of truck, so that would be Cole Rodriguez.
Drivers, start your
Someone else missed the
engines.
grid. Now he's there. All right. I think we're good now.
Yeah, Cole just popped up. He was the one driver we were waiting on. So after what has been a chaotic Daytona race in Daytona Beach, Florida to open up the season, we shall calm things down a little bit, hopefully, at the older variants of Atlanta Motor Speedway. Pace car shall dive in. It is going to be Gian Bononi and Joshua Clements on the front row into the Sierra restart zone, and we are underway. No issues so far as Benoni gets clear of Clements through the back straightaway. And looks
And we
like
got a
he'll
spinner
leave
in the
it.
back.
Oh. As soon as I had to say
Scubs.
something.
Yep, Scubs and Jamison.
Looks to be only a single car.
Yeah, again, some of these guys, I mean, you only got one moderator. No one's going to be able to know about that unless something else was mentioned, but yeah, essentially just really a single car, or two single cars anyway. I don't think it was all in one incident.
Yeah, just Roman Gonzalez just haven't had the best of luck in just any league in general, and it just really sucks that he wrecks on the opening lap and there isn't a restart for him. Back up towards the front, we got the battle for second. Clements trying that outside line made up of concrete. Tyler Z's looks inside, but here comes Viola making it 3.
You got Cole Rodriguez up there, just lurking behind those guys. He's trying that high side out early in this run.
I saw that 14 get loose off of 4. I mentioned that paint line coming off of turn 4. Wonder that upset his car. Clements way up the track. Looked like he was gonna hit the wall, and he just about did.
Yeah, I think he might have. Something happened there. Oh, spinner.
That'll be Daniel Silla, and he has some flat tires. He's gonna have to limp it back down the pit lane. Thankfully, the pit lane isn't too far away from him.
Yeah, hopefully he can slow it down enough to where he's able to turn that down, stay on the apron. It looks like he's able to. Rough start to this race for a few guys.
Yep, Viola already on a hard charge, and now he's looking for the race lead on Gino Bononi. Looks outside, couldn't do much about it, slots back in.
He's going to try that bottom here on the exit 4. He's going to run and still has missed pit road.
How? I mean, I know how, but I get why, but still. Meanwhile, Viola on the inside, able to get the lead away from Benoni. The 24 taps the wall off of 2. Clements doesn't have enough speed to take advantage of that little mistake.
Yeah, and you know, when it comes to these intermediates, as of late, I've noticed it's really come down to, you know, Gino, Josh, and Will and Viola. Those guys have really been able to manage these tracks and how they manage their pace throughout the runs here to just almost always run up front consistently at them.
Saw the 32 warping just ahead of Rivera as we went on board. That'll be William Gregory.
Yeah, it looks like we had an incident in the back of Lane Johnson with a lot of damage going down pit road right now.
There they... They'll go down the pit lane, joining Scubs in the early wreckers and Daniel Silla.
Yeah, a lot of cars having a really rough start to this event.
And we're only 8 laps into the 100 lap event here in iFAR Season 17. The second race of the season from Atlanta. William Villa has the lead, but here comes Gian Benoni wanting to take it back.
Yeah, and it's always about that battle. You want to be that lead, or you want to control that pace. Because if you're able to control the pace, you're able to kind of manage the way the rest of the field runs. That's why this battle for the lead is kind of still hot right now, even 9 laps into this thing.
And these two finished 1-2 last time at Atlanta, and Gian Benoni, who won pole position tonight, back up front. Villa forced to go back to second. Clements, Santalaziz gained on those two. They currently still remain 3 and 4. I believe Daniel Silla retired, so that makes 1 car out of the 31 that have taken the green flag. Benoni trying that outside, much like we saw Clements did in the opening laps. And that allows Viola to look inside, wanting another take at it.
It looks like he's going to be able to stay clear here in 1 and 2. But another car I have been noticing that has been running that high to middle line these past few laps has actually been getting a few spots from that is that 35 car, Alexander Hunt. We've seen him also at Charlotte. He was kind of doing a similar drive with that, but I think he's trying to translate that here, try to see if he can find some speed and get some spots going.
And you do bring up Charlotte and iFAR. I do want to bring up BPNR Charlotte when they had that race for their regular season finale. Hunt on that cutoff heading in, he did everything he could. He was up there, he was dominating his opposition for the final chase spots, but ultimately overtime did him in. Thankfully, iFAR doesn't have overtime, and currently, to your point, out of 12 laps completed, he's 6th place.
Okay, pretty good run so far. Getting close to halfway through this fuel run, but not quite there yet.
All that green spin, that be William Gregory, and multi-car accident out of 2.
Oh, Thomas Troxel is flipping down the back straightaway.
I see Steven Gibson also collected. Haven't seen much out of him. The 32, heavy rear end damage.
Well, that's gonna put some of those guys that had those early spins. Obviously, Daniel still already calling it a race, but guys like Cameron Jamison, Roman Gonzalez, those guys will be having a chance to get back up to the field and see what they can do.
Looking at Gregory here through 2, it looks like it's just a simple case of just losing the back end and just failed to recognize that it was spinning around and ultimately triggered this mess.
And it also doesn't help, kind of went from bad to worse. He was coming down pit road to get some tires because both of his fronts had went down, missed the pit road, got stuck in the grass, had to tow.
Go on board with Troxel, 2 nasty wrecks in 2 iFAR races.
He has not had a good start to this season.
Under caution period number 1, lap 14 of 100. I believe Elaine Johnson is the lucky dog, so they'll be back on the lead lap, leaving Scubs, unfortunately, to remain 2 laps down unless he opts for the wave around. No-brainer decision from everyone. They'll be heading down the pit lane.
Yeah, I imagine it's gonna be 4 tires and gas for everybody here. Definitely don't want to go too early to do any gambles like that.
And it's Bidimlik. And Bidimlik with a parking job of all time, but no one's ahead of him, at least for now.
And Benoni, he's gonna win that battle off pit road.
Viola P2, Aziz third. Is there a choose cone that I missed out on?
I think it's. I swear I've seen one. Okay. So they're just gonna use the start finish line for it. I guess there isn't one. I swear there was one.
Like, I want to put up, like, some sort of record, like, AGG making these tracks, and the one thing he forgets for all of them is the juice cone.
Yeah, I mean, you get down to those like fine details, like track logos and making sure the geometry is right, and the textures and all that. It easy to kind of overlook those little things like that.
Yeah, I can't fault him too much. Both you've made some tracks, I've made some tracks, and yeah, just it's easy to miss those important, lenient but more important things when it comes to using these tracks for online purposes. So Benoni chooses inside, Viola outside, and it's pretty much just picking the opposite line of the car ahead of you, at least for the most part, towards the front.
You're talking about Scubs, still gonna be 2 laps down, but I don't think it's all doom and gloom. I mean, he's back in contention, or at least he's back with the pack, has his damage repaired. I mean, once you're rock bottom, there's only really one way back up, and that is, well, up.
Yeah, there's still chances for yellows, but right now he looks to need 2 of them if he were to get back on the lead lap, although currently they're still scoring the 55 laps, which I don't
Well,
know
they
if
were
that.
they were they were 2 down, so he would
Oh,
probably need like
that might
4
be why.
or 3 or 4.
So 3 or 4, or get ahead of the 55 for the lucky dog. But to conclude our first caution period, it will be going green, lap 17. Giambononi has control. He'll call the green flag within the game chat in the Sierra restart zone. There he goes. Nearly even launch between him and
Oh,
Viola.
they're
Oh,
wrecking in
they're
the back.
dead.
Phil Parker completely barrel rolling back there. Holy. Oh, what a terrible crash.
And it's just something with Atlanta and NR. Their restarts are just really chaotic.
Yeah, with that quad lead, it's almost like you're kind of turning in the middle of a straightaway, and then sometimes you're getting up to speed, especially on a restart. Can kind of upset the weight, or just upset the car if you're not really ready for it getting kind of loose on you.
See here, Phil Parker towards the mid pack here. It was a wheel spin for the 41. Dylan Negron gets driven through by Carl Childress, and around he goes in front of Phil Parker.
Yeah. Yeah, both the crashes we've had tonight is just kind of something happening really quick, and then not enough reaction time from the cars behind to really slow up or do anything about it, and then just resulting in a really, really mean looking wreck for both of these incidents that we've had.
On board with the 94. You mentioned the two flipping. How about Thomas Johnson just pointed towards the sky here?
Yeah, gum. I know someone else has said this, but I don't know if Joey Chitwood could do that. Bad gum.
Yeah, really big wreck on the restart here, unfortunately, to put us back under yellow. Kinda just jinxed myself with the early yellows from Daytona, wanting us to prevent it here tonight.
Yeah. I mean, if this becomes a trend, we're having to just kind of get through the rough patch until we eventually get towards the end of the race, where hopefully things will smoothen out by then.
Yeah, not a lot of people taking pit lane this time. only the only people to use it are those involved in the wreck.
Pretty much. Fuel mileage slop. That
Fuel
was not a
mileage
statement that
slump.
was on my bingo card.
Which is called the top. The first three rows pretty much the exact same, with the race leader Benoni choosing inside, Viola outside, then Aziz and Clemens, Cole Rodriguez choosing outside of Jolene Sims.
Well, I'm gonna try this again. Got a all Italian front row.
Is Viola Italian?
From what I was told, he is Italian. I didn't actually think he was, but last name Viola, Italian.
I don't want to sound racist, but it explains quite a bit of his temper tantrums.
Yeah, go. Also, someone just said, or it was actually Josh that said, don't take advice from the 21. He's not a good person to take advice from.
You know what? Beast. No one trusts Thomas Troxel anyway.
Yeah.
You really want to take advice from a guy who has flipped twice?
No. I guess it doesn't help that I had Troxel's top tips for any suggestions he has.
With that banter out of the way, we are back green. The 24 with the control gets a better launch, gets clear of the 27 before turn 1.
Al Aziz, he got a really good start there. He might actually have a shot to get around this 27.
And these two were battling for the DSRA championship most recently, but now it's just a scrap for P2. As we're about to complete 20 laps here, Joshua Clements looks around the outside of the 14, as he did on that restart, and gets around him for third.
Got a lot of guys kind of moving around right now, trying to get comfortable with their lines. At least in the mid-pack.
And I feel there's two really big theories. It's just, you could try them out during practice, but you also will want traffic around you during then to have a good idea of what they're actually like. So when you put up against this kind of just the mid-off that's going on in the mid-pack, you kind of have an idea of how do you get around the others around you.
Pretty much. You also got to be a little patient as well. I mean, we just had two really nasty wrecks from just kind of. I mean, you can chop it up to mistakes, but I think patience also pays in a factor. Just making sure you hit your marks, and because some of those guys, cold tires can be a factor. I mean, I think we ran a couple laps now. Tires are warmed up good, but on those restarts, you kind of got to watch out with the moves you make.
And patience is certainly a priority here in Atlanta. I mentioned the tire fall off. We haven't got too big of a run. The most we did was 15 laps before the first yellow of the race. So, to your point, you gotta save as much as you can so you can set yourself up for the later stages after the first green flag pit cycle, if we get one.
One thing to note real quick, Phil Parker, he had just had a bit of an incident, single car incident. I don't believe he's still in the race, but he's going to be at a deficit.
Yeah, after a flip like that, he's on the apron now, and I just saw a glimpse of his car. Golly.
Yeah, that thing is going to be loose on the back end.
Got loose, set up a loose, low grip racetrack as is, and that's just gonna make his night quite a handful, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be shocked if he has engine damage as well. So that actually might help a little bit with the at least it not getting as loose maybe with the lower speeds, but we'll just have to see.
Just been capturing a little bit of close calls here. Most recently, as you saw, Ryan Scarrett washing up the track, nearly hitting the 30s or 35 and 97, as he's also warping through 3 and 4, currently marked 16th.
Yeah, we'll say I've noticed a lot of drivers are kind of really just taking almost different lines every corner. It seems like. I didn't do any practice for this, but it kind of makes me wonder how difficult this track is, just kind of from a handling standpoint.
With the natural nature of a loose track, I mentioned 0.925 for the bottom line made of asphalt, 0.985 for the top line made of concrete, and the one flat for the paint line on the very bottom of the green line running around the track.
Oh, spinner 94, Thomas Johnson. Oh, hard into the camera, Jamison. Jamison upside down off of turn 2. Ah, terrible turn of events.
Yeah, it's just really unfortunate. Thomas Johnson. 2 cautions in a row now for the 94, and Cameron Jamison smoking.
Yeah, I mean, he was running really well at the super speedway variant of this track last season, and trying to find a good race going here. Just unfortunately, looks like he's going to be taken out of it pretty early.
On a replay, Thomas Johnson fighting for 23rd, hits the apron at turn 1, and around she went. Cam Jam nowhere to go.
All right, well, I mean, we ran a few laps there. I would imagine everyone probably comes in this time. Roman Gonzalez with the free pass.
And Cameron Jameson has made it back to the pit lane in his pit box. He's gonna have heavy repairs, and just behind him, and to your point, everyone down the pit lane. The 38 is just leaving. He's gonna get ahead of the 24 first car in line to keep him, I believe, on the lead lap. Yeah, no, I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty close. I mean, well, I say that. He probably would have been able to get out of pit road and been fine. Almost, probably
A
slowed
little
up
bit of
his
four
driver a
wide
little
off
bit.
the pits. A little four wide. Benoni, Clements, and Viola.
I tell you, I've been seeing a lot of racy action in the mid pack. Normally, you know, Atlanta, or at least from my experience, normally you'd see kind of just a little bit more patience. You know, usually the guys maybe not willing to send it too wide into a corner, or maybe kind of pushing the issue on through wide in some situations. But I was seeing a lot of guys that had a lot of confidence in their cars, just kind of going for some spots you probably wouldn't normally see that early in a run.
And I guess it depends. It's like if it's a small grid, like if this were to be like 10 and 15 cars, then I'd say fighting for those positions is pretty meaningless. But since we have 30 cars here that are still running, I say it makes sense to. You want the track position, and at Atlanta, where it requires a great valiant effort of tire saving, it's really important to have that track position and not have to go about fighting for it.
All right, looks like they're choosing this time.
Is once again Giambanoni first to the start finish line. The mock-up choose cone for tonight. He chooses inside once again.
Yeah, it's chosen inside on every restart here. Can't blame them. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
As we're nearing the 1/3 completion mark in iFAR Season 17 Round 2 from Atlanta Motor Speedway, it is 28 cars on the lead lap, only one retirement, that being Daniel Silla. Jelani with the ref call of all time.
Ref, he's blinking. He's got a lag switch.
Ref!
See, I got a lag switch too with my little keyboard. Or whenever I like type in chat, my game just like my car lags back like a car length. Unfortunately, or I say unfortunately, the reason I can't use it is I usually die in the process.
As I did hear about that a little bit, but it's the reason why if a league has quiet zone control, you're wanting to opt out of the race lead so you don't hinder them with your little
Right.
problem.
Right.
Back green, 24 had control, and just like the most recent restart, it is a 24 out front and clear into turn 1.
And the 3 of Landon Lodback, he has lost third gear, looks like. So had a really rough start there. He's going to lose a lot of spots.
Yeah, that'll hinder him for the restarts. Meanwhile, it is Clements up to speed. He's gonna look inside Benone, but here comes Viola wanting a 3 wide. Unable to hold that inside. Talaziz picks to his inside for third.
And while that's happened, we just had a wreck in the back. That was Elaine Johnson's single car. We stay green.
Oh, Benoni gets loose. He's into the wall at turn 3. Keeps it straight, or is trying to keep it straight. Finally, he gets it pointed in the correct direction, but he's going to lose all that precious track position.
He lost a ton of spots there. We had another car that had an incident. That was Ryan Scarrett. He just spun on the back straightaway.
And may caught a glimpse of the 24 passenger side damage. He's gonna have to repair that, and hopefully he won't have to do that under green flag conditions.
Well, we still got a lot of racing left. Not quite halfway there yet.
Oh, there's a wreck. That'll be Ruby Estes and an 81 Atlanta Lamb who saves it. The 6 is still spinning in front of the back portion of the grid here. Only a single car, miraculously.
Yeah, I mean, if it was, I don't know. I mean, I might have thrown a caution for that, but yeah, no, I'm really impressed no one got involved in that. Very nice work by the field there to avoid that.
Scared in the pit lane with his issues. Meanwhile, Viola, as we were trying to cover all that near wreckage, has gunned himself to the lead ahead of Clements. Talaziz remains third. Garcimuyan P4 and a feisty battle for 5th between Cole Rodriguez and Jelani Howell.
Yeah, a couple teammates there, highest running sport cars at the moment.
And for 2nd, Tyler has found space underneath the 92. And just behind those two, Garson William blinking, but reappears, thankfully without any netcode incident. But Tyler Aziz up to P2. He's been feisty this race.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, obviously, Gino had a bit of a shortcoming. So, yeah, Tala, I mean, might be a little early to say, but he might be in conversation to maybe potentially win this race.
He looked strong last night, and Noro, when they went to Phoenix, unfortunately got caught up in a little bit of a wreck. He still got top 5, but just a good potential of a podium run or even a race-winning car gone already for the 14 last night. Right now he runs 2nd, and it's a familiar sight for Tyler. Unfortunately, he's always been pondering how to outbest William Viola in a fair sense. The 14 has beaten him before, but that's mostly due to engine failures or just shenanigans. And he just wants to beat the 27 William Viola outright.
Yeah, he's not an easy guy to beat. He really found a lot of pace in this game, where he's been able to really maximize his abilities. Oh, that's
Full
not...
spin ahead of the leaders here. That's Ruby Estes again.
That one got a caution.
And
Another good
rightfully
avoidance there.
so.
Somehow, I thought Will was toast there. Daggum.
We'll look back here. Ruby Estes by herself. She already self-spun. We caught that. And we'll look at that in a moment, but Godly, to your point, Viola just darting it, and I think did clap the outside wall turn 4 exits. Yeah, just really scary for the leaders there. I want to go back to the front stretch wreck where Ruby Estes was wrecking the first time round. This was back at lap 34. She was 3 wide with Gibson and someone else. That was D-Dog. Got bumper grabbed the front Lau, who was ahead of her, and just spun her up quite easily. Very easy to get wrecked because of the bumper grabs here in NR2003.
Alright. William Viola gets... Oh, and Tala Aziz! He's spinning on the exit pit road into Steven Gibson. Oh, those guys are going to lose a ton of spots.
Yeah, it was looking back, unfortunately, so...
Nah, that's all good. I was just mentioning
Yeah,
it in real
look at
time.
that.
Just
Look at...
Yeah, I think Tala was just Xing his box. I don't know if he realized it was 3 wide there. It was going to be 3 wide there between him, Steven, and Garson, and just wiped those guys out.
Yeah, because Tala had the 92 to get around and look to his right side, so effectively it was 4 wide, and to your point, the 14 blindsided by the 51 and 70 cars who were already side by side.
Yeah, so not even halfway through the race, and then all of the drivers who've been up front this race, aside from Viola, have had something take them out of the lead or take them out of the front running. All right, it looks like they're going to choose right here. Cole Rodriguez has inherited the second spot. Actually, where's Garson? Garson was like third.
I think he got sent to the rear.
Ah, he had a black flag. What a terrible time for a black flag. He would have had like a second.
So with the leaders, it is Viola inside line, Cole Rodriguez outside. Then it is July Howell and D-Dog, row number 2, with Landon Lau and Daniel Rivera, row 3.
And I will say, Cole Rodriguez, he has stepped up his game at these intermediates. Been quick at a lot of the races we've done at these types of tracks, so expect him to be a potential contender here.
Yeah, 5th place Atlanta last season, and the most recent intermediate iFAR did was at Chicagoland, and the 91 finished runner-up. Nearing halfway at the second race of iFAR Season 17 from Atlanta, going to be lap 43 of 100. When we go back, green flag racing, it is William Viola and car number 27 who has control of this restart. Good launch for
spinner.
oh, that scuffs again.
Man, can't catch a break.
And I believe he's just gotten back on a lead lap as well.
Yeah, just got back on the lead lap.
Oh, as we right on board with Benoni, goes Carl Childress, and it's going to be another big one out of 4.
Bang.
Following Negron, Alexander Hunt, Sebastian Maya up against the wall. Carl Childress stuck in the grass, and Chris Stallmeyer. Carl Childress back in 13th, fighting against Troxel, loses the back end, brake saving in front of Dylan Negron, who fortunately had nowhere to go.
Yeah, I was kind of saying about how they like colder tires on these restarts first few laps of the run. If you aren't careful, put a little bit too much wheel into it, it'll just go around on you.
I just realized I was on the wrong thing.
Oh, wow. Okay. Top 3 stay out. Interesting. Ton of cars went down pit road, but the top 3, along with Ruby Estes and Garson Milling, they're going to stay out here.
I'm fumbling with my scenes, my bad.
Get a few laps advantage on gas.
And Lyle, I believe, is going to be the first off the pit lane. What should be a 2-tire call. Benoni leaves 2nd place. D-Dog number 20 in 3rd.
All right. Got some, I mean, not really too crazy strategy. I mean, it was only really, and Gino sped.
Well.
Okay. Well, another setback. We'll see if he's able to bounce back from that.
The top 5 stay out. The 27 Viola, 91 of Cole Rodriguez, July Howell, Garcia Young, and Ruby Estes, who has taken the Lucky Dog, I believe. So that puts Lanalao 5th place with a 2-tire call, and Daniel Rodriguez the first car on 4 tires.
And with tires, the big difference here is really going to be the heat that these guys have in these tires. So a little concerned about the top four, just on how stable their cars are going to end up being. But I think we had a restart before where they stayed out after a caution in between. I think they were fine, so I think it should be all right.
Yeah, because when you get a fresh set of tires, the temperature really depends on the weather settings. Right now, for all iFAR races, and just the numbers that most leagues use anyway, it is clear 70, no wind. So when you get a fresh set of tires, the tire temperatures will be at 140 degrees. The only exception to that is for the race start, which will take you to 160. So while these guys are probably hovering around 120, 100 by now, the guys that took in new tires, I want to say the top four now hovering around 90, maybe even 80 as we're pacing here.
And a quick thing to note before we agree, it looks like the 02 and the 94 had a little bit of some disagreements going on. Kind of got into each other under caution, showing their frustration. 02 got spun around, but no damage between those two, it looks like.
It's a classic case of beef.
Yep.
Viola with control. Great launch once more. Gets clear of the rest of the field entering turn one. The 70 Garcia Munoz meanwhile pushing Cole Rodriguez to maintain second.
Yeah, it looks like Cole kind of ran a little wider there just to get a bit more stability in the car. Oh, Josh, a little loose off of two. Hold on to it.
Yeah, I saw the A1 land out. He's the car on the top side of black and red Toyota. He taking two tires under this caution period, washing up towards the 92. The two Toyotas here, fourth place. Daniel Rodriguez versus Giant Howell, and as well as Joshua Clemens in the Ford, looking for this position. Oh, there's a wreck in the back. I saw Negron spinning through turns 3 and 4. And another one off of 4, that being Sebastian Amaya and Carl Childress.
Oh, Jameson. Ooh.
Man, has this race been a mess.
I was never there for this race, but I've heard rumors that DSRA's visits to Atlanta, at least pre-modern era, are kind of similar to this.
Yes, I think so. The most chaotic one, if I had to remember off memory, was season 5.
I think there was one season they went to this track here in iFAR, I heard, and it didn't really go too good either, but yeah, unfortunately, it's just there's a lot of different factors you could blame it on, but what are you gonna do? At least at this point.
Now, I'll continue the DSRA story in a moment. Meanwhile, look back at the ground just self-spinning. And Amaya looking to avoid that, he did avoid it, but then hits the apron through turn 4, hitting Carl Childress.
Yeah, everyone coming down pit road this time. No strategy this time around.
And, rather hit halfway, so 50 laps, assuming we go green by then. Split up 25, so it gives you a little bit more leverage to push the car, although I don't know about that tire fall off. Meanwhile, Viola wins off the pit lane.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, with the way things have been going, I'm thinking eventually. Just usually when there's races like this, eventually there's like a lap of like, all right, that's enough for X. Let's just get some spread going. But haven't seen that yet.
And considering that the longest green flag run we've had was at the start of the race, 15 laps to open up before caution period number 1. It's just been a glorified mess, and not only just uh the wreckage we've been seeing, but strategies getting tossed around.
Yeah. And ultimately, even in that first run, we didn't have any cautions, but there was a lot of cars, having slip ups and self spins in the back. I mean, we even had a incident on lap one. It was it's kind of been a rough race so far.
So I'm supposed to continue this story with the survey, as I believe we're hitting the choose cone this time. Season
Yep.
5, I believe, was when the big one struck down the backstretch, and all there was left was like 2 to 3 clean cars, and one of them happened to be Cam Smith. That should tell you just about everything about that race.
Yep.
And I guess a second race that had a little bit of controversy, Season 4, this was during the iFAR invasion, where iFAR drivers were flooding into DSRA. So there was a caution in the middle of a pit cycle, and what happened was Victor Nunez, the race leader at the time, ran around again because they were using game yellows. He went back to complete the race back as the spotter told him to, and by doing that, he has essentially put everyone a lap down.
Bang.
So after waving everyone around in the most tedious manner, finally the order gets corrected, and while that was a mess to deal with, the iFAR drivers then were still mad because back then we used to have a rule where if there's a yellow in the late laps and we can't get back going, the race is over. It's not like we have point no return or overtime. But finally, we could go back green. Viola again with the control. Garson, a little bit of a slip up, stacking up that outside line, but no wrecks so far. It'll be Cole Rodriguez looking for second.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, you can probably make that top line work. I don't think anyone's really found that sweet spot yet.
How about Harry Crawford in top 10 now? Haven't seen much out of him today, nor did he have a stellar performance at Daytona.
Yeah, got a new team this season, repping a different number, trying something different.
Scuderia Carmona Racing. They have to steal one of my drivers again.
It's almost like MCRs and SCR training camp.
No. I hope that's not the case, because well, it's just a heated rivalry, we'll just say that much, in a friendly manner.
Yeah. I know Tala went back and forth and then went right back.
And speaking of Tala, he's back here in 14. He's having to follow Benoni around the outside of Landelau and Julian Howell.
Yeah, Jelani, they were actually having a really good run up front, and I think they probably got shuffled out. They had some mistakes happen, put them further back.
Yeah, but I saw him battling for fourth with Cole Rodriguez some time ago, like a run or two ago. Now back here in the trenches of, well, it's effectively a huge blanket over a battle for 7th place. Currently being led by Rivera, who goes to spin, but keeps it straight.
Yeah, good on Rivera for being able to keep that car going. That could have very easily been a very nasty wreck. Gonna suck for them, but I mean, it could have been worse.
So now the battle for 7th goes to Daniel Rodriguez on the inside of Jolene Sims. And the 06 is able to get clear for that position. Back up front, it is Viola leading the pack of 6 who have broken away. Cole Rodriguez P2, Joshua Clemens in 3rd, Steven Gibson in 4th place. For one of the drivers that's been really consistent in these intermediates, and pretty much the first time I've seen him battling towards the front as he looks inside of Clements. Still side by side for 3rd as they cross the stripe, lap 58 of 100 here.
Yeah, I think from this point, if we stay green, I don't want to jinx it. Right? I probably already did, but if it were to stay green, I think it's safe to assume probably one stop from here.
And yep. I expect people to pit around lap
Never mind.
75 or they can wreck.
8 car in the 02 on the back straightaway. Scubs is not going to Funky Town tonight.
Back to Torture City for you. Actually, for both of them, because I don't think Carl, respectfully, I don't think he's had a single hope of Funky Town and iFAR.
His Funky Town has been secluded to niche leagues that appear sporadically, specifically Stinger.
Childress was battling for what was 18th place, spun around, and Scubs nowhere to go.
Well, I hate to say there's a trend, but the cars I'm seeing in these wrecks tend to usually be the same characters. I'm not trying to say there's a trend, but
Boy.
the writing's on the paper. That's all I'm saying.
Back under yellow, and back to the pit lane goes everyone.
Like Bedimlik. I'm not sure if that was strategy call, if he's trying to stay out, maybe lead a lap, but he is currently out on the racetrack.
That is a move of all time.
I mean, with how this race has gone, I can't really blame him for going gambling that hard. I just don't know how well it's going to end up.
It's going to be Steven Gibson off the pit lane first, with Cole Rodriguez and Joshua Clements making up the top 3.
We haven't really talked about Steven Gibson tonight. He's kind of been lurking there outside the top 5. Didn't really get too great of a qualifying, but definitely been climbing his way up ever since the start.
And I did see game chat, the 40 car looking to pit this time, so it probably was just a mistake on his part.
Yeah. I don't think you get a point for leading a lap either, so I don't really.
Nope.
It maybe just wanting to get in the back of the pack, have maybe an extra lap on gas in case he feels he needs to run it a lap longer.
I don't know, because excuse me. It's 40 laps when we come to, I believe it's a choose cone this time. I don't think you can make that even if you try.
Heck of a gamble. That's like what, 8 laps? Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Like, even last season, we saw Benoni make 36 laps on a single fuel tank in Atlanta, but 40 is a bit of a stretch for sure.
I mean, technically it'd be like 39, but that's still a stretch. Yeah, William Gill, I think had a mistake on pit road for the first time in a minute. He is not on the front row.
Yep, and because of the choose cone, he'll line up on the inside of row 2. Gonna have to give Steven Gibson a run for his money. Cole Rodriguez lines up outside front row with Joshua Clements behind him.
I got shout out to Cameron Jameson. That car is running off of bent toenails and I said toenails. Oh, that's a weird reference. Bent nails and broken dreams. That thing is still running. I guess I was thinking of that iFAR D2 that was going on a couple years ago.
TAONRL was the abbreviation for them. I can't pronounce it, but at least the
Toenail.
proper pronunciation, but toenail was just the easier way of pronouncing it. And that division did not last too long, unfortunately.
Yeah, didn't like Winty I don't know.
I think he did win the Drivers' Championship. But back to live, it is Steven Gibson with the control. He pulls away. I think I saw the 14 of Talaziz get a terrible restart.
Yeah, I've been noticing a lot of these guys have really been taking every opportunity they can on these restarts. And
Oh,
they're
there you
wrecking.
go.
Oh, that's a bad wreck.
And that's
Oh,
towards the
that's
front. Nicole Rodriguez and Joshua Clements. They were both 2-4 lined up on the outside.
Josh, I think got the worst of that. Got a really good bit of side damage. I hope he didn't get engine damage from that. Whole tire down. So shoot. Like I said, the only cars that have been able to really or the only person that's really been able to persevere up front, really this entire race has been that 27 car.
And 91 was stepping out through turn 2, and the 27 Viola pretty much finished him off unintentionally, but still, that pretty much solidified the 91's fades into a spin.
I mean, they ran a few more laps. They might start getting to that gambling territory on fuel. I don't know how close you want to cut it, but you seen Bedemlik. I doubt that was. I don't know. It might be a little bit of fuel in that mindset there on why he stayed out a little longer, but I don't know how. Yeah, we already got some guys. It looks like they're fuel saving under caution, or unless that's just kind of a statutory thing. But yeah, like I said, we might be entering that fuel gambling territory.
Yeah, 92 got the worst of it, as you mentioned. Got up against the wall after being squeezed, and now likely gonna have to come to the pit lane to repair the passenger side damage.
Got most of the field staying out here.
First one that bites will be Ryan Scarrett in the number 71.
I think some of these guys feeling a little confident on their abilities to make it. If we stay green, which at this point I doubt, but if we get some green flag laps going, I don't think that their fuel mileage is going to stay the same because when you run cautions, a lot of caution laps, the game's going to deceive you on how much fuel you actually have to making it because it averages out your speed throughout a run, or at least I'm pretty sure that's how it is.
I believe it's somewhere between 3 and 5 laps. It measures your average lap times through then and compared to the track itself, the track length.
Yeah. See Scarrett out of pit road. Very, very heavy fuel saving just on the apron. They're just exiting pit road. So while these guys really trying to put some gambling together. So we'll see what happens at the end of this.
And those drivers that pitted under this caution period are hoping that this will probably be the final caution. Meanwhile, everyone that stayed out is hoping that 1, there's another yellow, and 2, they keep this track position so it effectively resets everyone's strategy and force everyone back down the pit lane.
I mean, based on the trends of this race, I mean, it's been caution after caution. Not even really a gamble. assuming there's going to be another yellow. But I mean, it is kind of a gamble, but not even a bad idea. Just staying out there and just holding out for what most of these guys are thinking is going to be an eventual another caution.
So about to complete 65 laps at Atlanta. We got 26 on the lead lap. Thomas Johnson, the one lapped car, out there still. Meanwhile, it is the 73 of Angela Hunt, the 55 of Lane Johnson, the 2 of Phil Parker, and the 98 of Daniel Silla, the retirements so far. And after the choose, it is Stephen Gibson with a control. He'll line up inside of William Viola. Harry Crawford in third with D-Dog in fourth. Row 3 has Jelani Howell and Thomas Troxel. And row 4, Landon Lau and Tyler Aziz. Quick shout out to Landon Lau. Not only trying to go back-to-back at iFAR, but earlier today, he won the 150 race, their Brickyard 200 event.
You can sweep the Saturday.
He sure can, and I hope so. Get 2 sweeps in 1. Back green, Jelani Howell didn't get going, neither did Harry Crawford, but the 51 still has the lead into turn 1.
Noticed a lot of the stack ups and stuff on these restarts.
Yeah, Viola hit the apron through turn 1. The first major mistake I've seen out of him in a green flag condition that puts D-Dog and Harry Crawford ahead of him. And Harry not giving up just yet. He won second place from Daniel Rodriguez. He's got his new teammates of William Viola. They were teammates back at MCR last season during the first half of the season. And now they're teammates once again for Scuderia Carmona Racing. And while Crawford did achieve his goal of getting around D-Dog, it is still Viola who outdrives him and gets P2 back. So the 44 back down to third, 20 down to fourth place. Tyler Aziz fighting Thomas Troxel for fifth.
Yeah, surprised to see Thomas Troxel back up here. I mean, he was flipping earlier in this race. Very good drive back so far for that 21 team.
And that 21 car is going to clear the 14 out of 4 to get into the top 5. Or just about before the 14. Taking the shorter way around the quad oval. Peeks his nose underneath again.
Atala really does not want to let that battle go this quick. Knowing how important track position is. Getting later in this run, people are going to be less lenient. Passing is going to be a little more difficult.
And look is back up to the top 10. It is Gino Bononi. He has got around Jelani Howell this time for 7th. And now soaring around the outside of Troxel. He looks to take 6th.
Like slow car on the bottom of Scubs. I had an issue.
Is there a lap for Scubs that he hadn't had an issue? Because look at the rear end.
Yeah, go. Yeah, how much he's been involved in tonight, I'm surprised that's the first bit of damage he's gotten. I think that 92, their competitive night is done. It looks like they probably have some damage preventing them from being able to go their full potential here based on how they're running right now. I could be wrong.
Let's see, I want to find people. Brian Scarrett's back here in 24s. He's saying 31.8, and he's side by side with Thomas Johnson. He's one of the cars that pitted under this recent caution, trying to make it on fuel from here to the checkered flag. Everyone else, meanwhile, especially the leaders, have really ramped up the pace. I've seen a couple personal bests from the drivers, and yeah, they're just saying closer to 1 second a lap faster than the 71, so they absolutely know that they cannot make it and are either hoping that caution comes out or it's just pulling away to the eventual green flag pit stop they'll have to make.
It looks like Steven Gibson, he pulled the biggest gap we've seen all night.
Yep, down to closer to a second. Gibson over William Viola. Harry Crawford trying to reel back in at 27, but reeling him in a hurry is Gio Benoni back up to 4th place.
Yeah, Gio, he's got a lot of pace, and I'm a broken record. I keep saying it. He's Magic Man when it comes to tires. He can manifest speed out of tires you didn't think you can manifest speed out of. And I don't know if he's going to be able to work that same magic here tonight, but definitely putting himself in a good spot to have a shot at potentially winning this race.
I heard him clutch through the entry of turn 3. He didn't do it this time through turn 1. So Gino's probably thinking what Scarab and the others were doing under this caution, most recent caution.
I'm not entirely sure if Gino went with them or not. I didn't really get a full list of cars that did go down pit road that last time.
But regardless, that head of steam that 24 had came to a halt as he sits behind Crawford. That allows Talaziza and Julian Howell, who were battling for 5th, to close back in.
Yeah. Now, I will say there's a few cars kind of towards the tail end of this draft that definitely have some pace that I'm pretty sure are probably fuel saving if I had to guess. Like the 40, the 15, the 3. I know the 3 had that gear issue. I don't know if he might be saving gas as well, but that 40 car, I know he has pace. I imagine he's probably saving a little bit more gas here while costing him some time in the short term.
That'll be Nicholas Bedimlik back here in 19th. Darren Rivera and Lana back just behind him. Everyone has single filed out in the main pack. Thomas Troxel gets loose off of 4, allows an opportunity for Daniel Rodriguez to take 7th.
Yeah, Troxley, he's just going to go ahead and let him by. No sense in battling, or at least, I mean, there could be some sense in it, but realistically, you want to pick your battles. You don't want to fight too hard for something and end up costing yourself more tire wear than what it's worth.
Benoni has got around Crawford for 3rd, and right now that 44 is holding up a queue of cars looking to pass him. Finally, they're able to find an opening. Talaziz will be the first to take advantage.
Yeah, they got Harry. You know, he was pushing a little bit harder in that first run, got up to 3rd, and you know, you're starting to see those tires fall off from how hard he's been pushing. Oh, he got pushed up the track there by the 19 into the wall hard. Oh, not hard, but oh man, holds on to it. He's gonna lose a ton of time with that little incident there between him and the 19.
Yeah, the netcode would do that to you. The Australian driver just getting shoved out of the way via netcode collision.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the unfortunate bit. You know, racing so far away from where most of these guys, the servers are at, it's not going to have as good of a connection overseas like that, and you're more susceptible to. Oh, and Carl's Childress around right in front of the leaders. Oh, right off of turn 4. That is a terrible spot to be spun out.
Don't
Oh
hit him.
my.
And he tows it.
Good on him for towing.
No caution despite that.
Yeah, I mean, again, yeah, I can kind of understand Josh's standpoint from that. And remember, we only have, oh, and Spinner, it looks like we're going to get that caution anyway. 06, 32, and 41.
Yep, Dylan Negron, Jolene Sims, and I believe that was William Gregory, number 32.
And there is the caution that Jelani Howe was needing. This, I think, this puts Jelani in a good spot. Oh, and Chris Stottlemyre just throttlemired right into the 41.
Chris Throttlemyre.
Dadgum. That's not going to look good on the penalty report. That 41's day was already probably going to be pretty bad, but that might put any final nails in the coffin that was getting ready to get thrown away into that.
P8 was Gregory, got loose in the middle of 3 and 4, had it straight, but then he already lost so much speed that the 06 and 41 cars pretty much trampled him.
Pretty much. Well, I think everyone's going to pit here. No brainer. Some of those guys that were saving gas, they're not going to be in the catbird seat. They're not going to be in the catbird seat like they were. I mean, you might gain. Yeah, I don't think you're really going to gain any spots here, realistically, by not having to take as much fuel because everyone's probably going to take 4 tires here. But everyone's good to the end from this stop here.
Crazy, oh boy. Let me find you. So the wreck happens here. Where is Stottlemyre? He's at turn 2.
Oh my.
And let's just count the seconds. I'm using the in-game timer here. It was 10:01. Already surpassing 70 minutes here.
And it looks like a little bit of position change. Gino Benoni has promoted himself to second off pit road, getting around the 27, but Steven Gibson is still holding serve on the top spot. And the 19 of Jelani Howe got the caution they were needing, but I don't believe they were able to take all the tires they were needing. So they had to probably back up in their stall and get those other 2 tires that are not put on.
So for Stottlemyre's plow, it was 19 seconds. He was slowing up through 3 and 4, but he still managed to hit Dylan Negron, who was parked along the outside wall. And I'm gonna look back at Jelani to see if your point about his lack of tires is correct. No, he took all 4. Just had a slow stop.
Okay.
Didn't help that Thomas Troxel, number 21, was fixing to run him over.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him putting tires in chat, and I was assuming that was the case, but oh well.
At the choose cone, the non-existent one that is, it is Steven Gibson choosing inside. And Gino Benoni back on the front row, first time in quite a while for number 24. Then it is William Viola and Daniel Rodriguez, row 2. Aziz and Troxel in row 3. We're going to restart with 16 to go. Point in the return is at 5 to go.
So we'll have about 11 laps to figure out how to wreck again.
They'll find a way.
You know, I was talking about maybe having some runs in between, but yeah, no, I don't think that happened. I think that's gonna happen.
Gibson looking to redeem from last season's race here, finished 3rd after leading 11 laps. Gino Benoni trying to win back-to-back at Atlanta. He led 69 laps last time out. Then William Viola, runner-up position last time, leading 12 laps. Indeed, kinda Odd man out, really. He finished 4th last season, but led only 3 laps.
Oh, we'll see what happens here.
16 to go, Atlanta.
Oh, crash in the back, 44. Oh, and the 94.
Oh,
Into the
they're
catch
dead.
fence.
Someone's dead. That's the 94 of Thomas Johnson.
Second time tonight they have been nose first facing towards the heavens. Daggum.
And I don't think that 94 is going to get out of this scot-free smoking as he gets it back.
Yeah. 34, or not 34, 32 and 44 just warp, pretty much. Warped into each other. Thomas Johnson just caught in the middle. They just thrown into the fence. So his day is more than likely done unless he's somehow able to get that thing back running. Oh.
Thomas Johnson restarted 19th. And netcode collision in front of him that being caused by the 32 of Gregory sends the 94 skyward, as you mentioned.
And that 32 with quite a bit of damage now as well. Clock's a ticking. Run out of laps.
Okay, Crawford also collected in that. I don't suspect he got too much damage. At least I don't think.
Visually speaking, I don't see anything too obscene, but he probably has at least a little bit of damage, I think, from when he hit the wall.
Lost track of how many caution flags we've had, but pretty
So
much
many.
given deja vu of Season 9 Atlanta, where we couldn't really go green for more than 5 laps, and what was originally scheduled to be an 81 lap race ultimately had to be shortened to a 51 lap race.
Yeah. This one, a little bit longer than that. Not really going a lot better.
And at this point, with 14 to go, there's no reason to shorten the race any further. We're going to run all the laps that are scheduled, whether you like it or not.
I think Scub's got another free pass. He is down to 3 laps down.
God, lead. At this point, he's not getting back on lead lap unless
No.
he manages to outdrive the leaders and get lucky with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even the fact that he's been involved in all the wrecks, it's that he would get involved in a wreck that would not have a caution with it. And I think that's like 3rd time. I think it's happened 3 times.
I believe so. At least the ones, to your points, that did not trigger a caution flag. There's been like 1 or 2 times that he was involved in that did trigger a yellow.
Yeah. Rough night for that O2 team. Gonna get another spot here from Thomas Johnson, who has not been able to continue.
And 94 joins Carl Childress and the garage as the 2 most recent retirements. That being 6 retirements now.
Looks like got about 8 laps to wreck it up. Well, not even actually. Yeah, not that much.
I mean, they didn't get to turn 3 before this caution flag, so anything's possible.
Well, if you need practice on restarts and how you do on restarts, this has definitely been the test on that.
Right now, it's Gibson and Viola, I believe, the 2 drivers that have been the best at restarts from tonight's showcase.
Definitely so. And Gino, he's taking the bottom this time, so I'm curious to see. I think he still has a shot at winning this if he times his decisions right and is able to be in a good spot there coming towards the end of this thing. So don't count that 24 car out just yet.
Yeah, because remember, he got loose in turn 3 while battling amongst the top 5, got into the wall, and kept the car straight, but he got pretty much bombarded all the way to the back. And just 50 laps later, he has crawled his way back up to the podium places in what is now crunch time in Atlanta Motor Speedway. Going to be 12 laps until the trigger flag, and it is Gibson, car 51 within control, and we are back underway. Another great jump for him. Viola gets clear for second place. Benoni, probably a little cross-eyed there. That is not the phrasing I wanted to say.
A little cross-eyed.
I'm not the best when it comes to word choice, okay?
Well, I was talking about toenails and broken dreams earlier, so I'm not much better.
Top 3 are clear, and these look to be the leading 3 cars in contention to win. Be D-Dog in the Capert seat in 4th, Landon Lyle trying to go back-to-back wins, and iFAR coming back to 5th place.
Now, Lyle having a really quiet day. He hasn't really got any incidents. Kind of just lurking into the, kind of outside the top 5 most of this race.
Side by side behind him is 6th place. Tyler Aziz on the outside of Garson Munyang, and Cole Rodriguez has also joined that little duo. Garson gets clear, and still warping the number 70.
Oh, 06 saves it! Jolene Sims off a turn 2, got in the wall, just about wiped out there, but held on to it.
Yeah, great save for Jolene Sims. Drops her down to, I believe, 17s now. Yep, the game finally updates her positioning.
And Thomas Troxel putting some big blocks right now on William Gregory. Not sure how patient he's willing to be with that. Or not William Gregory, my apologies. Alexander Hunt. See how patient he is with that. And he's actually side by side now. That was for...
Oh, Gibson loose out of 4. Viola's gonna get through to the lead, and Gio Benoni looks to follow him into 2nd.
Take the high lane. That little excursion I was talking about.
Viola tried to block, he's gonna lose it. There's going to be a single car accident. He clips the inside wall as well. Huge choking point for Viola.
I mean, that was a big battle there. I mean, just got kind of put in a bad spot. And he just couldn't hold on to it. Can't even blame him for that. It's going to hurt. Running this well this long. Only car that had not had issues up until this point that had been up front leading laps.
So it gives Benoni back the lead after winning pole position. Steven Gibson to 2nd, Landon Lyle up to 3rd.
And just, I think a lap away from point of return once you cross the stripe here.
Everyone here pretty much single filed out as they're looking to set themselves out for a late charge. Gary Crawford amongst the back half here, clipping the wall off of 2, battling the ground, and Troxel for that'll be 18th place. Viola did get back going. He is 24th, and worn tires just really sucks for him. But points and no return, no more cautions.
Yeah, put that yellow flag away. We are green till the end. What? What do you mean caution's out? Point no return.
Unless they do 4 to go, which it might be my fault.
Well, I mean, I guess they're gonna have one more restart here, so it's gonna be a quickie yellow.
Well,
It
let's
looked
say
like
it's a
something happened.
27, but that's all she wrote. So what did the guy that made the gift take a push for BPNR do? Oh, he got tapped by the 35 of Alexander Hunt. Yes.
Well, these guys
And
are gonna be given a one-lap shootout. I don't trust anybody with that.
and while that wreck was happening, oh, Scary didn't hold the brake, came down in front of the 41 of Dylan and Ground. Thomas Troxel directly behind him, also having nowhere to go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone's gonna pit here. I mean, if you're in the back, obviously, maybe see if you can might just go through and see if you can get some spots from the back. But for the win, I think pitting here is not gonna be included in that. There's no way. Okay. I'm actually a little surprised. So one lap shootout, Gino pit. Okay.
And
I'm a
pretty
little
much
surprised at that.
brings almost everyone. See Gibson, Bedimlik, and Alexander Hunt staying out.
I really don't. I mean, one lap. One lap.
Well,
A lot can go wrong in one lap. A lot can go right. William Viola, he's going to take the gamble as well. I don't think his is as much of a gamble. Did he pit?
I
Oh,
didn't
he didn't
see him.
pit. I don't think he could have pit. He would have one
And
lap down.
D-Dog, and I believe Jolene as well, taking 2 tires to get in front of Benoni.
We got some Hail Marys going on up here. I think Gibson's in the catbird seat here. Stayed out. He's got a couple cars joining him. But Dimlick and Hunt, Viola, there's Hail Marys and there's that. He's got no tires. I don't think he pit in between when he spun.
Well, at that point, for Viola, he's just hoping for a net gain. While he may not finish top 5, he can still have a net gain. He was 24th prior to the caution flag.
That is true.
That's the wrong button.
I mean, with this differentiation of what we have here, I mean, first car on 4 tires is Gino Benoni. We got 2 cars on 2 tires. 1 car with, I mean, I'm just saying, no tires. And 3 cars who have about 7 or 8 laps of tires on their car. Actually, probably more than that. This is going to be nuts.
Yeah, they hit the choose cone. It's gonna be Gibson inside, but Dimlick outside.
Might want to get your obituaries ready.
Yep. But I feel like I want to contradict what you said, because the last time this kind of situation happened was a couple seasons back at Kansas, where it would be a 1-lap shootout, but instead they did 2-lap shootout, surpassing the 100-lap distance. So whether whether it be the same case here, i.e. they go to overtime, or if this is actually going to be a 1-lap shootout.
What I was hearing from Josh, he's saying a 1-lap shootout.
Okay, well, it's going to be one of those finishes, those wild Atlanta finishes, and it comes from one last sprint.
Oh boy. It's going to be, I don't think it's going to be checkers or wreckers. I think it's going to be checkers and wreckers. There's no way they finish this clean. If they do, I don't know what I'll eat my hat or something. I don't know.
He'll eat the redneck hat. Steven Gibson with control with old tires, but Dimlick and Hunt join him on that front. Is going to be 1-lap shootout. Wheels spin everywhere, but the 51 gets away first. And there they go.
There they go.
Oh,
Josh
it's
is
Clem
dead.
is dead.
lot of
Jelani
people are
and
dying.
Rife. Oh god, you're dead.
Here comes D-Dog Rodriguez. He's going to run on the bottom. He's going to clear Steven Gibson. He has never won an iFAR race.
Troxel in the booth last week mentioned Rodriguez unable to win an iFAR for a good while, but off of turn 4, Daniel Rodriguez gets career win number 1 in Atlanta.
Gina Bononi in second, Jolene Sims in third. Wow. Oh, wait, are they actually doing the... Okay, they are doing the overtime? Really? Okay, that's not what I heard.
Okay. Why'd you lie to me? Why'd you...
That's not what I heard. I heard one lap shootout. Okay, well, I guess Gino wins.
Well, that's not any better.
No. Now I feel stupid.
Both of us are stupid.
That's not what I heard. I heard one lap shootout.
And I had a feeling it would be like that, because, again, they did overtime before. It's a hidden rule within this rulebook, where if there's a caution before points and no return, and there isn't enough laps, they convert it to 2-lap shootout.
Yeah, I can't blame him for that, though. I genuinely, from what I was hearing, I thought one lap
Oh,
shootout.
that's... It did.
Bro, this is not the first time I've done this, but man, I feel stupid. I heard one lap shootout. That's what I heard Josh say. But I was talking over him the rest of the bit, so he probably rephrased or changed his mind on that or something. So, my bad. I ruined everything. Oops-a-daisy. But hey, Gino Bononi's your winner. D-Dog's second.
I just feel bad, because I made that great call, and just...
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I feel really stupid, like, embarrassed stupid. My apologies.
And for context, I have Clemens muted, otherwise he'll talk over Zach on the global TeamSpeak. So, Zach's the only person I have who can relay info to me.
I could have swore I heard Josh say it's going to be one lap shootout, but I guess something changed there and when I was talking over. So, yeah, that's on me. That sucks. I generally had, man, that sucks. Man, I'm embarrassed. Man. Oh well. Nothing I can do about it.
Fortunately, it is blue balls for Daniel Rodriguez, as it is going to be Giambononi able to go back-to-back at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Your defending champion gets win number 1 of the season.
Damn, he almost had D-Dog win though, even if that wasn't the last lap. Like, he genuinely almost won that. Man. That would have been nuts. I feel so stupid, bro. I think I did this in Gnarl one time where I thought, oh, it's one lap to go, and this time it was like I got the lap counts wrong. Like, it wasn't even just something else. I just genuinely got the lap counts wrong.
Did you close down the server?
No.
Well, it got closed off. Thankfully,
Okay.
I saved the replay in time, but I was going to mention that the race results was going to be useless anyway.
Yeah.
But I did want to look back on the final wreck, what was effectively 2 to go.
Yeah.
See here, there were just 3 wide, and everyone's trying to go for the same real estate. Clements first got the worst of it, but then it just everyone trying to outbid him in that matter. Keenan Wright, I see with roof damage, he gets sent skyward Nope, rear end first. In the number 97. Kind of. Yeah, and I did also miss D-Dog getting by Gibson as that wreck was happening. Kudos to him. Fresh tires and, or 2 tires that is, and being able to pounce on Gibson. He both won the race under the scheduled regulation, but he just one extra lap took it away from him.
Yeah, I mean, I probably should have just based it on the rules. Now, I'm glad you kind of mentioned like, hey, maybe this might be an overtime, but yeah, I don't know. Me over here mishearing things, I guess.
Oh, good.
I
And
feel
now we
really
get.
stupid. Come
Eh,
on.
both of us were stupid one way or another.
Yeah.
But now we can actually interview the person who robbed a first time winner from us tonight, Gina Bononi.
User was moved to your channel.
Gino, do you got us?
I do, yes.
Well, you looked very strong early on, had that mistake, crawled your way back up, and now you've successfully defended your Atlanta race win.
Mm-hmm. I didn't hear a question.
So, what was that process like? Just making that mistake first off that sent you from the top five all the way to the back end. Just the tedious but also satisfying motives to work your way back up to the front.
Yeah, I mean, once I made that mistake and ended up in the back when I sped on pit road, I really didn't think I had a shot at it anymore. I felt like I was going to have to spend the rest of the race just dodging a minefield of cars because the back half of the field was quite a mess this race. But luckily, I dodged a few wrecks and found my way up front. Steven and Viola both made mistakes that got me the lead. 2 tires and staying out didn't work at the end. I feel pretty bad for D-Dog because he's still looking for his first win, and I stole that off of him. He took 2 and just didn't end up working out on 2 tires. Got a little messy there on the final restart with a 35, spinning the tires, and I overall thought I was just gonna not be able to get it, but had just enough time to go up there and steal one.
Well, any questions from you, Zach?
Yeah. Well, I know this race was. I mean, I'm gonna keep it $150. This race sucked. Next week we go to Pocono. That's your home track, ain't it?
Yeah, but unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to miss.
Ah, dang it. That
Yeah,
sucks.
which I forget how we're doing the chase system this year. I think it's the same as last year, so
I believe
I know
so.
I'm probably missing this one and possibly one more race for the first part of the season. So really wanted to pick up one early so I can contend for a wild card spot if it comes down to that. If we're still doing it like last season, I don't remember if there was a change or not, but yeah, won't be there next week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know how forward you are looking to Coronado. I know that's after that. Yeah. So if that is your first race back, then my condolences.
I don't know how that's gonna go. We haven't run it before. I'm not looking forward to it. If you want me to be perfectly honest,
I can't blame you.
I don't know how it is in NR. Um, but all I do know is that I am not the best driver on road courses, and feel like something like that wouldn't go well for me.
All right. Well, I mean, that's one of 2 road courses, so you don't have to worry about too many of those. I got Homestead after that, so um, obviously, like you said, you're gonna miss a couple of races, but hopefully you can get some momentum going. This was a really good start to that, and whenever you are able to show it back again, good luck on that.
Thank you.
And congratulations on your race win. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, and thank you for covering the broadcast.
User was moved out of
All
your
right.
channel.
So Lyle said he wants to listen to Troxel. So I guess is it alright if I move both of them in here?
Yep, yep.
User
just-
was moved to your channel. User was moved to your channel.
So we have Landon Lau and also Thomas Troxel. So 2-for-1 package, if you will. Who wants to go first?
Troxel.
Alright, well, 2 weeks in a row, you came out of the race with at least one flip, but you look pretty strong towards the second half of the race. So what happened there?
I mean, I felt like I had a fast Toyota. All of our DD Racing Toyotas were real fast tonight. It really sucks what happened to D-Dog there, not being able to close out the victory. But he'll get his eventually, as we'll all get ours eventually. It might take till the end of the earth, but we'll eventually get one of these for DD Racing. But yeah, I mean, we felt good in that early run. A couple cars being aggressive on the top side, trying to get some positions in because I mean we were wrecking a little bit in that early part of the run, and you know he just self spun, which I mean it happens. There were a lot of self spins this race, so a lot by the same few drivers, but still a lot of self spins that happened, and I couldn't really avoid him, and then cars just kept running into the accident because they really couldn't avoid it either, and then ended up getting rolled over. Only got about a millisecond of engine shut off, so I really didn't get that much damage, but I did roll over. Apparently, I didn't have engine damage or roof damage, but I had enough aero to where it was kind of bogging me down in the corners a little bit, making my car run a little bit worse than everybody else's. But yeah, I mean, and then we just kept wrecking on restarts and stuff like that. That restart wreck with Dylan was not pretty. The one I think right after I flipped over. That flipped, I believe, Phil and the 94. But yeah, and then the race kept going on. We kind of clawed our way into the top 10 there, which I was really surprised. And we actually had a really good middle long run pace. Just people were being really aggressive, which was, I mean, I can completely understand why people were being really aggressive. We didn't have a green flag run over 15 laps, basically the entire race until towards the end there before that late race yellow came out. Just people being really aggressive and with their moves and stuff like that, and just kept causing accidents. It was really unfortunate. And then I got that second to last restart there. Got behind Tala. Tala just had a really horrible restart and started warping. It dropped me back from 6th to 20th. And then got stuck behind the 41 and the 44 there. And then I guess Harry spun out and or not Harry, sorry. Ryan spun out, and then obviously me and Dylan were trying to gun it through, and Dylan unfortunately plowed into him pretty hard there. I don't know if that would be plowed into him because I was so far up his ass that he didn't feel safe to brake or anything like that, but he ended up hitting him and he collected me as well. And you know, it's just adds on to our season. And then you get to the restart wreck where I thought I had made it through pretty okay. I was gonna only hit hit Josh, and then the whole thing with the Scarrett kind of drove straight through that wreck and took me and the 44 out, which I mean he's avoiding the wreck with 2 to go. I can't really be too mad at him, but it really sucks. I mean I every time I come into this league and have any sort of speed, I end up either getting wrecked or self spinning on my own. Thankfully, more recently, I've been getting wrecked, and it's not been because I'm a bad driver, which is really nice. So, but I mean, it's disappointing to come to these great tracks. I mean, Alex and Jelani, I'll give a shout to Jelani, but for helping with the graphics of the track. But we having these really good intermediate tracks that people just don't know how to race on and just keep wrecking themselves on. I know I've done that quite a few times, but you know, it sucks. It sucks. We get these really good fun tracks that are, if you get the run going, they're really fun to race around with people and stuff. And it's just you just get these idiots basically that don't know how to be nothing more than 110% on the pedal all the time, just wrecking into people and then complaining about said people wrecking, and it's just people just being stupid. hopefully a penalty report will come out this week, and it'll clear up some of the foul air that's going around the league right now with all this bad racing we've been getting. But it remains to be seen. I really hope it happens. But yeah, I mean, I'm not really surprised. We have Pocono next week. I'm pretty bad at Pocono, so I don't really expect to do too much there. But hopefully, it will not be worse than whatever this race was. And also, before I stop talking, pray for Roman Gonzalez. We're having a candlelight vigil outside of Atlanta Motor Speedway after the post-race ceremonies are done with for how much bad luck this guy gets. It's just I feel so bad for Roman all the time, dude. He just keeps getting involved in these wrecks, and it's just really sad to see. And then he like 75% of the time, it's just him getting wrecked. So, but yeah, I mean, pretty poor race all around. But the track was good. I think it was really just more of a driver issue than it was a track issue.
So to sum up that interview, one is you can add, Zach, you could add something to Troxel's top tips, is that apparently he specializes in rectal exams.
Dang. Okay.
Second point is, it's just really, really shitty race all around. It gives me season 9 deja vu when they went to Atlanta, and there were so many yellows that the race ended up getting shortened. Like that was just terrible. I had to witness that firsthand as a driver, and while I was part of the problem, that's just really unfortunate all around. Thankfully, we completed the scheduled, or I guess kind of scheduled 100 laps, but the overtime shenanigans had to occur.
Yeah.
But yeah, finally, Roman, I just feel bad for him, and at least with your wreck, Troxel, it's kind of just sustained itself within iFAR. Roman's bad luck is just a universal thing. Like, what did he do to God to get him this amount of bad luck in sim racing?
He must have done something wrong in a past life or something like that. I can't believe somebody has this much bad luck all the time.
Do you have any questions, Zach?
Well, I know you said Pocono. Not feeling too confident in that. Coronado. That's
the next
definitely
race.
one. I did not have that on my iFAR season 17 schedule bingo card. What is your opinion on that being on the schedule?
Well, I mean, it put on a really good race in actual NASCAR, so you'd kind of have to be excited for it. I know Tate Dorsey, good guy around the community, made that track. It looks pretty good. I really don't know if we've even done any testing on it outside of like single car runs and just driving around, but I look forward to it. It's a street course. It should hopefully be fun. I don't know how good I'll do there. I've been getting better on road courses, but knowing not to to be like my life is so miserable, but knowing how bad my luck has been in this league, I don't really expect too much good to come out of that race. But you never know. I hope we get a good race, but I just really think we need to do some cleaning up the drivers in this series before we really decide if we want to start going to tracks that amass any sort of difficulty on them.
Yeah,
Right.
that's just how the cookie crumbles. You open up the league to everyone. Originally, it was restricted. You needed to pass trials and get licensed and all that. Now it's open to everyone, and because of that, you got these mediocre drivers kind of just lowering the bar of the average skill level needed.
Drivers.
Yeah, it's almost like, I mean, you lower the requirements, you get more attendance. You raise the requirements, you get less attendance. I mean, you really can't win with that.
Yeah, you just got to be strict on the drivers that cause the incidents, and the people that don't cause the incidents don't really have to worry too much.
I mean, this is a theory I'm just throwing out here. I mean, you could just go the Cameron strat and just ban people you don't like.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do that. I mean, I'm not saying he's like that, but like, go the corruption route.
Yeah. We'll have to see. I don't know. We'll just have to see. It was a great track. That's the only thing I could really come away from with this race with is that was a good track. I do not. The track was the only thing that was not an issue. That track drove perfectly fine. It is just everybody else that cannot drive with a good head on their shoulders, just going in there, being over aggressive, and just not really giving enough attention to the track itself to really save us from all of those cautions, which sucks. But like I was telling Lyle, it happens. You'll have bad races. It's just usually you need to learn from the mistakes that happen in these bad races and use them to improve other races. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, it's just the the only thing needs fixing is the drivers and not the track.
Yeah, no, the track's perfect. The track was perfectly fine. I have no problem with this track.
Well, because the finishing order is still not posted, I can't congratulate you on a specific position, but congrats on surviving the race.
I got a top 20, and that I mean, like I said, with how bad my luck is in this series, that's really the only thing I can be happy about is getting in the top 20 after a race like that. So I'll take it.
Well, kudos to that top 20. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, no, thank you guys.
User disconnected from your channel.
Do you want one, Lau, or maybe go with them?
Yeah, I want one.
Alright, well,
He needs it.
you were pretty quiet for a good portion, but then you started revealing yourself more and more with your mass of a body.
Wow. I appreciate it, yeah.
down versus what helped him.
Well, it looked like a podium position was looking to be locked up, but then overtime. The thing that dreaded BPNR for last season has unfortunately affected you here.
Yeah. I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't. I feel very dumbfounded after that race. You know, I'm just like, how do we. I say we. How do people, like, go forward to next week at Pocono and then try to perform better? Because, like, I physically can't see. I mean, I know it's a lot more gripped up, but, like, I just can't see people, driving the same. Like, we're going to have a lot of bad wrecks, probably. I mean, I don't know. I'm scratching my head right now just thinking about it. Yeah. But, like, I mean, I like the track, just like Troxel said. He said mostly everything that I was thinking. I just wanted to hear him talk because I thought he was gonna go off. But no, like, genuinely, the track was great, and I really applaud people that worked on it. It was really fun. I don't think I was very fast on long run because I never got a long run. I was only just really good at short run, and my right front being at 240 before the 5 to go caution should prove that. I am lucky that I finished, I think, 5th. I've been looking at it for the last 5 minutes, and I'm pretty sure me and Jolene almost tied. But I think I got her by a hair. So, top 5, I'm happy. But it's just like, I don't know. I mean, I'll take it. Like, I really can't complain much. But on the last restart, I was right behind Gino, who had taken 4. And I was trusting that because Will had just gotten spun or, spun by himself, and he stayed out and was on spun tires. I'm not taking the outside. We go 4 wide. Alex Hunt doesn't go, and he's on the left of me and Gino. I thought he was going to spin into me in from the grass. Josh and Cole are right next to me because they took the lane that I didn't take, so they filled out the right side. Josh goes like middle of 4, and I know everyone wasn't on their A game tonight, but that was certainly a move that I wasn't expecting because he turned himself on Garson. That turned me into Cole, and we hit the wall. So that sucked because now I'm behind. I can't be behind Gino and have a chance at the win, right? So that really does suck, a great amount, but it is what it is, and I still got 5th somehow. So wish that could have went the right way, but I mean, it's in a 32 car field. I think that I can take that because that is the way that race went. I don't even deserve a top 7. So yeah, that was a interesting race. I don't even know who the issues were, and I'm not. And here's the thing: like, I'm not saying it. You know, you gotta go back and privatize. You know, whatever. No, don't do that. This is a great league, and how things are ran is just fine. I mean, I hope the penalties are done. I hope that's consistent. That's my only concern, and I think you both can agree on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I really just like, I just want to like make sure, or not make sure, but I want to hope that the people that were making all those constant wrecks get penalized efficiently, properly, because like if there's not like 3 suspensions at least, I'm gonna be impressed because there was just too much that happened. And I mean, at a track like Pocono, it is technical, and it, its restarts aren't as crazy as Atlanta, but just it's a recipe for disaster, and especially like Coronado. Like, I literally have no idea what that's gonna be like. That's gonna be like I mean, Coronado is unique to its own, but the concrete section is gonna be like Darlington halfway through the run, because I mean, I know that the dynamic's gonna be changed, but like concrete naturally in the game is just loose. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm very dumbfounded. I don't know if you got any other question to ask me, but that's all I really had to say. I don't know.
I do not, but maybe Zach has something.
Well, you came into this race the points lead. I don't imagine that's probably going to stay the same, but with the momentum you have going this season so far forward, how confident are you feeling for potentially a shot at going for the title?
Um, I mean, it wasn't on my radar. It never has been on my radar, but now that I've won a race, you gotta kind of make some seriousness out of that. And I don't know. It's like I would love to do that. That'd be great. I was trying to have damage control on Gino because that was the guy that I think I need to have concern of for Atlanta, and well, he won, so my prediction was correct. um, but I still got top 5, so I think I might be leading the points still. I'm not sure.
We'll see.
But yeah, I mean, shoot, I think I have a decent shot if I'm just consistent enough. I think a top 5 is great for that. So if we can get like, I don't get top 5s at Pocono, but if I can get like 7th or something, that'd be nice. And then is Coronado race 4, or is that something else?
No,
Yes.
that's race 4.
Oh, okay. Well, that's just survival of the fittest, I guess. I mean, I've done a decent amount of laps on it because it's just a really fun track to hot lap on its own. But I don't know how it's gonna go. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, even if like, I mean, we might not even run Coronado. Like, we might end up going back to CTMP.
True.
So even then, that's not even a given.
Yeah. And I've tested Canadian Tire again. I didn't really get much of a shot when season 15, I think it was, or season
Yes.
14. Okay, 15. Yeah, I didn't really get much of a shot there, and retrying it, that needs to be updated. Like that track is just some geometry things that I don't mess with, and I don't think it's. I mean, there was definitely some chaos last time iFAR went there, and it wasn't a horrible race. It was just I don't think it's a good replacement. People can glaze it as much as they want. It's simply just I think there needs to be tweaks to the geometry in general if it needs to be like if it's going to be a actual option, because I don't really like the setup or the INI. And I like most road courses, especially like the ones that aren't used that often, and CTMP is one of them nowadays. And yeah, I don't know. I think that needs to get just a little bit adjusted, or just do something else entirely. That'd be a better option, I think. So yeah, that's all I got to say. Unless you guys have another question for me.
Well, that's all I got.
All right.
Well, with that, congratulations on your top 5. I know you're the busy man with BPNR, especially with this upcoming week, so we'll let
Oh
you go
shoot.
here. Thank you for
Yeah.
joining us.
Thank you. I just realized I might have to qualify some people now. So
Ah, crap! I gotta make my truck. I haven't made my truck
Yeah.
yet.
yeah, do that, man.
My truck.
Got
No,
to Wednesday.
my truck.
All right. Well, thank you guys for broadcasting a lot. I know it's been a long 2 hours, and
2
I
hours
just I
13.
well I value I value the effort. So thank you guys. See you soon.
User was moved out of your channel.
Well, then, that concludes interviews, and that was a very long night.
Yeah, no, that race. I'm not even gonna beat around the bush. That was buns. That sucked.
Yeah, just you pair up with good drivers, and it really well looks a very promising I and setup, and it looked really good with the opening 15 laps, but then it just then you get the drivers towards the back who can't keep their cars underneath them and just self-spin to oblivion and causing the amount of yellows that we had to witness to. It's not intentional, obviously, but at some point you gotta think, should I slow down here, or should I even consider turning on some stability assist, like anything to keep you out of trouble, at least ideally not have you be the one of the few problems that the race has seen.
Yeah, and then I was kind of mentioning it before, where like you got to have some patience and um, I mean you've seen it firsthand. There was just almost none of that the entire race. You had a lot of guys going over almost pretty much every spot they could take, and that's pretty much why the race didn't really go that well.
Yeah, but hopefully next Saturday, if it's next Saturday, that is, round 3 from Pocono, Pennsylvania, the Tricky Triangle. They'll be hopefully back on Cheese Food Media, where you'll be covering all the iFAR races, or at least attempt to.
We'll see what happens.
As for the events in between these two Saturdays, Monday there is Nurse Car. I believe you are streaming that also.
I might be streaming my POV, but I'm probably gonna race that.
We're at
Phoenix.
10-4. At that same time, there is Cars at Talladega. That's going to be a nightmare. BPNR has a really busy week. Tuesday has the BNR Daytona Duels 30-lap races to determine the starting grid for the Daytona 200. Wednesday, they have their new truck division for this season. They'll be at a different Daytona version as opposed to what the Cup guys are running. Thursday is their CCRS, and Friday it is the BPNR 200, taking up what would be the normal start time. And then we're back to Saturday, where I mentioned Pocono. So that shall conclude the broadcast. Thank you, Zach, for joining the booth as always, and for tonight providing us with the NR server.
No problem.
So that shall wrap things up here. And if you want to subscribe, like and subscribe over here, that's fine. I don't usually ask for that, but I do ask to go over to Cheese Food Media, like and subscribe to over there, because that's where our iFAR streams usually are, and you can also find other league streams. I mentioned Nurse Car sometimes, and Gnarl, just whenever Zach can, and he puts a lot of time and investment into his broadcasts, as much as I do, so really thankful for his contributions to the and our broadcasting side of things. With that, thank you viewers for tuning in. What a really drowsy night in Atlanta, Georgia, but thank you for sticking around nonetheless. So until Tuesday here at MCRP,